Alright guys, can I bring the attention up here? Everybody? Sorry on the microphone, it's our first one, so I'm just going to shout. My name is Rutter, and I am the managing partner at McKee's 37 Car Care. I've been under the tutelage of Mr. Bob McKee for 11 and a half years now, and I joke around lightly and I say I haven't worked a day in 11 and a half years because manufacturing, testing, selling car wax, doing car shows, videos, it's not really work to me. It's more of a gift. You know, it's a blessing from God. So really fortunate to be here doing this when I could be flipping burgers or doing something else. So really happy to be here and be with you guys who are also fellow car guys. I don't know about you, but I always joke around and I say I'm 93 octane right to my veins. You know, because I'm a car guy. You know, I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk too. So it's cool stuff. What I'm going to show today, with the assistance of my helper Gary, is there's a number of different ways to wax your car. Wax is a catch-all term, it's generic, it means to apply some type of protection. Now most of you guys probably grew up with face waxes, really hard to wipe off. The blue coral, you put it on after you take the applicator damp with water, you rub it on, then it takes off your arm trying to wipe it off. It's like concrete. Okay, so technology has come a long way since then. There's waxes, there's paint sealants, there's ceramic coatings, and then recently technology has allowed us to incorporate an ingredient called graphene. Graphene is, the simplest way to put it is graphene is like SiO2, silicon dioxide, on steroids. So we've manufactured and sold ceramic coatings for quite a few years, and now we have a dedicated graphene line, which is going to be launching next week, and you guys get a sneak peek of it. And I'm going to showcase a product that does not require any rubbing or any buffing to apply. So for a couple of years now, we've sold a product called Hydro Blue. Anybody here ever use Hydro Blue? Yeah, it's good stuff, right? Yeah. So Hydro Blue, we developed that technology as a spray-on, rinse-off ceramic coating. And Hydro Blue is designed to be applied after you wash your vehicle while it's still wet. So in the real world, I'd be outside, I just finished washing a vehicle like this, and you spray it on and you rinse it off. So that product has done really well for us. It paid for my Mustang. Now, that's a joke, guys, come on. Now, we have a graphene version. So we've taken the Hydro Blue formula and we've added graphene to it. So now it's gonna last longer, it's gonna be slicker, and it's going to be even glossier. So the way you apply this...
Did the price go up?
The price has gone up, yes. Hey, the same reason a 5.0 is more expensive than an Eco Boost, okay? You get more for your money, right? There you go, there's your analogy. Any other kind of analogy I'm not good for, but cars, hey, that's good, okay? So the way you apply this, and it's really important that you follow the directions. This is not some gimmick, it's not snake oil. I'm not going to pack up and leave town, go to Louisiana. You have to apply this as directed because this is the real deal. This has graphene ceramic in here. So, and the instructions are very explicit. I wrote the instructions. What you do is you spray it on one panel at a time, and then you immediately rinse it off. So, most of you guys and gals looking around, you both have, you know, 2 arms, 2 hands. So you have your hose nozzle in one hand, and you have your spray bottle in the other. Gary's going to demonstrate it. So you spray this on and you immediately rinse it off. The key word is immediately. I emphasize it by making it all caps in the label. And I also say work one panel at a time. Now I'm a guy, I've been a guy for 33 years since birth, okay? And
plan on switching?
No, I don't plan on switching, no. That's a whole different topic, don't get me started, you know? Anyway, so with this product, you know, a lot of guys, we don't read directions. You know, I've assembled furniture, I've assembled car parts, and exhaust on. I never read the directions, I skim over it. You know, I know everything, forget it. Okay, this is the one product you want to read the directions. So
what will happen if you don't do it immediately?
If you don't do it immediately, what will happen is it'll harden on the surface and you'll have these streaks to remove. And they don't just wipe off, so that's a testament to just how durable this product is. It's not some watery detail spray that just wipes off 3 days later. But if you follow the directions, it's the easiest product you'll ever apply. So Gary's going to show you. We're going to work one panel at a time. He's going to start with the door. He's going to spray it from the top down. It only takes about 3 or 4 sprays. per panel, and then he's going to immediately rinse it off. And right now, if you look at this panel, the water's laying flat. There's really nothing going on. This vehicle belongs to Peggy. That's Bob McKee's sister. And she bought it used a few months ago, and it hasn't been detailed yet, so there's no wax protection. It needs a good coat. So this will make the water bead up and fly right off. It's really cool stuff. So when you pay attention, you'll see that. So Gary, here you go. He's got the bulb in one hand and the hose nozzle in the other. And he's simply going to spray it on and blast it off. Now you guys, there's a chance you might get a few sprinkles. I trust he won't melt.
I only just started detailing or being aware of detailing in July, right? I'm totally new, and this is how easy this stuff is.
Now you'll notice how instantly the water's beading up and flying off. So before there was no beading, and now it flies right off. So you repeat this process panel by panel. Go through the fender, Gary. So if you guys look, okay, the water just laying flat. There's no real tight round water beads, okay?
You don't have to buff it?
There's no buffing.
No buffing?
There's no buffing. So normally in life, if something sounds too good to be true, it normally is. That's not the case.
It's my kind of stuff, no buffing.
There's no buffing. You can see how the water just beads up and it flies right off.
How long is that application?
So this one application will last 6 months. And you can apply it after every wash. There's no negative to apply it after every wash. You can apply it once every 3 months. If you want to wax on top of it, by all means, go ahead. You can do it on the wheel. It makes the brake dust easier to clean off. Hey Gary, do the side windows. It acts like a Rain-X on steroids with glass.
What else did you put on the windshield? Will the wipers still wipe or?
Oh, they'll still wipe. They're not going to chatter. Oh, I got wet.
How much is that a bottle?
So normally it's 30 bucks. The show special is 25. Okay, and we have it in a gallon too. A gallon, which believe it or not, the Hydro Blue, the one that's been out for a couple of years, the gallon outsells the regular spray. So once you use it, you'll come back for the gallon. So the gallon's on sale for, and I'm rounding up a penny, 100 bucks.
What's the name of this product?
This is called Hydro Graphene. You can put it on, that's a good question. So a lot of you guys have a real nice car that you had someone ceramic coat, a professional,
Right.
and then you maintain it yourself. This is perfect for maintaining your own ceramic coated vehicle. Hey Gary, do the hood up here. So the hood is considered 2 panels because it's larger, and the roof would be considered 2 panels as well. But do the hood, Gary, and do the front bumper, and then we'll show the next part.
Now, how does this work in conjunction? Let's say you're driving somewhere and there's some road tar or whatever. Like road tar gets kicked up on a car.
Yeah, so it actually the wax, anything that lands in the paint, whether it's bird droppings or road tar, it'll be much easier to come right off.
Well done.
So you can see, you can do your entire vehicle in about 10 minutes. It really takes no time at all. Right here, you front bumper done too? Yeah. Okay, all right, we're good with that then? All right, so now normally after you apply this product, you dry the vehicle. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways to dry it. The first off is with the microfiber towel. This is our Glacier 1100, and it's available in 3 sizes. It's actually 2 towels sewn together, and it's a split weave microfiber technology. So besides the gloss, the slipness, and the protection of the Hydro Graphene, since the water beads up, it makes it much easier to dry. So your towel will be much more effective, especially if it's a towel like this. So you take your towel, and in one pass, it's dry. So we've also
scratch, nothing.
no, this is really soft. So plus you have a ceramic coating, which is going to help resist scratching. So this towel in one pass, unlike your chamois or your ShamWow, whatever it is, this does not drag across the surface.
What have you got a Metro guy?
I'm going to show you the next thing. So this is one way, okay, to dry your vehicle. These work great. We have in multiple sizes.
How
All
much
right?
is that?
These guys are about $15. And we got a show special where you get both.
Oh, yeah.
The show special for these two is 40 bucks. It's the best 40 bucks you'll ever spend. All right, and the next way you can dry your vehicle is, we recently introduced this. This is a 12-gallon shop vac with a built-in car dryer. So this has all the features of a traditional wet, dry shop vac. You can use it on dry, you can use it on wet. There's a host of different attachments with an onboard storage. You got a long power cord, you got a commercial grade hose. You guys all know how vacuums work. But I'm going to show you what's really neat about this is you can detach. Now you have a car dryer. And this guy has a filter on it, so you're not blowing unfiltered air on the vehicle. You're blowing filtered air. So that way you're not bringing in dirt and then blowing it out to your vehicle's finish. So you take one of the attachments.
It's my leaf blower.
That. Here. And now with this guy, you've got 6 horsepower. And with the Hydro Blue, the surface being so slick and hydrophobic, the water's just going to blast right off. This is great if you're washing out in the sun, like in the summertime, and you're fighting water spots. This saves that. And to answer your question about scratching, the ultimate way to avoid scratching is to touch the paint as little as possible. So this is a touchless method of drying it. Watch the front end specifically. You guys can see the water blast out of the grill where a towel's not going to reach. In all modern vehicles, they have all these different body pieces, these nooks, these crannies. And again, it blasts the water out, so after you're finished drying the vehicle, a half hour later, you're not going to have grip marks running down where you'll come touch up. We've all dealt with that. Turbo car dryer and vacuum. Now I only got a few minutes for questions because we're actually going to have a question and answer session at 9:45. So anybody have any questions about this? The price of the Hydro Graphene, it's $25. You can buy it show special with a towel. I showcase for 40 bucks. Okay? This guy is $150 show special. So it's a car dryer and a vacuum, a wet dry vac.
Would it be easier or advisable to use a pressurized sprayer?
That's a good question. So we sell these really nice pressurized sprayers. He wants to know if that makes it easier. And technically it does. However, the only downside of a pressurized sprayer is you're putting a much higher volume of chemical on the surface. So the sprayer there, it's optimized so you're not putting too much on. Because if you put too much on, then you're going to have difficulty rinsing it off. So more is not better.
Does it matter if it's like conventional wax or hand? Is there anything you have to remove first before you did it?
No, you can apply it over anything. The only time you're going to run into an issue with any kind of ceramic product, whether it's that or it's spray and wipe, is if you put like 10, 15 coats of the paste wax on, what happens is you have a thick coat and the residual oils will cause whatever you use afterwards to streak. So if any of you guys have an issue with streaking and you're one of the guys that applies lots of wax, which is nothing wrong with that, you actually have too much wax on the surface. And that's why whatever you're spraying on is streaking. So, good question. Clay bar. Yeah, clay bar, clay bar.
It's got to be a cool surface.
You don't want to apply it to a hot surface. So my rule of thumb is if you go like this, ow, then it's too hot. Okay? A warm surface, you can't avoid a warm surface out in Florida. It's impossible. You just don't want to apply it to a hot surface. Okay?
What's the longevity? What do you have to redo it?
So this guy, the Hydro Graphene will last 6 months. Easily. It'll be water just like that month after month. A lot of guys, I have customers that they only use that on their vehicle. Like, for example, in my household, I have my Mustang. I really take my time on the weekends to detail it. I really enjoy it, I wax it, I polish it. My wife's car, that's her daily driver, she puts a lot more miles than I do. I just use the Hydro Graphene on it. Because it's her car, I don't care as much about it. There she is.
I know.
But it looks good. It looks good. Okay.
I sleep on the couch tonight.
No.
Hey, Nick, the last 6 months you said, right?
Easily, yes. Easily. If you maintain it, especially
It would
with
be
the
a lot better
hardware.
if they repeated it every 3 months.
You can do it every 3 months.
Yeah, it's good for business, okay?
Yeah, so that's what I said earlier. If you want to, I'm a car guy like you guys. I could not stand not touching my car for 6 months. Okay? So apply it every week if you want.
Oh, yes, I like that.
Every other week, yeah.
And it has to be clean, right?
You have to apply it after you wash the vehicle. Yeah, so it'll last upwards of 6 months. Use it weekly, bi-weekly, whatever you want.
Is it okay on gel coat? On fiberglass?
Gel coat, paint, fiberglass, helicopters, submarines, whatever you want to put it on.
What about Expel?
Expel, yes. Yeah, and then glass, plastic trim, wheels, anything. I got time for one more question.
Do you take questions about other stuff, like that clay bar?
That'll be best at the question and answer. Any other products about this?
How about when you spray the water on it when you wash it off? Do you use both washing water or this a little important?
So his question is, does the pressure of the water matter? Some products that are similar to this that don't work as well, they require a pressure washer, which is a big negative because they're cumbersome, okay? We developed this so just a garden hose is more than adequate to rinse it off. So it's like,
You know, they say when pressure, use a lot of pressure, hosing it up,
Yep.
leave spots, don't
yeah,
leave spots.
what you see here is perfect. Where'd my hose go?
Nick,
I want to show you guys one more thing before I wrap it up because we got a question and answer. This is called the fire hose nozzle. And this is probably Bob's favorite accessory that we sell. Because every time he's in town, my one nozzle I have, it ends up on his bus. So when Bob gets back in town, I tell Gary or Chris or whoever to hide this. Because then I can't find it. We've been selling these, I think, since the driver's seat days. This is the best nozzle you'll ever buy. If you've been like me, you've gone to Home Depot in the past, you see nozzles for $6 and $12. You buy one, you drop it a few times, and they're junk, they break. This guy is the best 20 bucks you'll spend. They're great, and we have those up front too. So, all right, last question, Louis.
after you spray it off,
Yep.
what does it do to your driveway, like if you have to pay for it?
That's an awesome question. So every product that we sell, because this is a common question, especially with tire shines, will your product stain my pavers or my driveway? There's not a single product that we manufacture, I've used them all, I've developed them all, that will stain your driveway. So we don't use any of the cheap silicone or the petroleum. Everything, get it on your driveway, it'll rinse right off. And a tip that you want to do, before you wash the car, before you put something on, if the ground is wet, that'll help dilute any kind of cleaner. Like a wheel cleaner, for example. If you just bought a brand new house, you have a nice new man cave, okay? Before you spray the wheel cleaner on, wet the pavement. So any residual that drips off, it's already diluted, much easier to remove.
One other quick question.
All right, last one. And then we're gonna start bidding for questions, $10 a question.
On the glass, on the windshield, for example, when you're blowing up the water, do you have to wipe it to get any dirt, anything off, or does everything come out clean?
So this is applied after you've washed the car, so I mean, there's no dirt on the surface anymore. So you're just blow drying it. Especially, like I said, you can use the Hydro on the windshield because it'll act like a Rain-X on steroids.
So it'll remove like bugs or whatever on the windshield?
Well, we have a dedicated product that removes bugs. So it's called Roadkill Bug Remover. That removes bugs. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by.
Can I tack something here?
Yeah.
We're gonna have, if you're interested in the question and answer, when you wanna come up? These chairs, you're gonna have to pick up the chair yourself and take it into the other building by the trailer if you wanna have a seat.
Don't put it in your car and take it home.
Right. On the question and answers, because you help us take the chairs over, because we only been in this building back for 2 weeks now, okay? So we've been painting offices and painting showrooms and putting up stuff, and we'll be shipping on Monday, will we?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is a under construction kind of stuff, so I appreciate you bearing with us till we get everything done. And I just want to say thanks to everybody for the, I've been in Martin County a long time, for the driver's seat days, it's still one on, US 1 there through the, that's 15 years with the, driver's seat, 15, 16 years with, Auto Geek, thank you, and now we're going to the 6th year with McKee's, and Nick and Wayne are partners of mine, and I'm blessed to have them. And Wayne, would you just say something quick and introduce Don, just a little synopsis, so they know what we're gonna be talking about?
Yeah, so good morning, everybody. I'm so proud to be part of this organization with such great products. We use them in our shop every day, and they're the best. It's unbelievable. I have a detailer, and he's my painter too, and he swears by the product. So thank you for using our products. And spray this stuff on your car once a week. It works really well.
Yeah.
This is a friend and a partner of mine, John Nickus, and John is an author, and John's part of my branding business, and he's been writing a book about me. I'm aging every year. As the book gets older, we still haven't run the print.
It'll be more valuable once he passes away. So.
But John's here to also write one about Bob, and so he's going to be hanging out with us and doing some stuff. And he's a great interviewer, so we're going to have John interviewing the three of us.
And don't you have a little race?
Yeah, he's
A little bit of race car history. I run the Madison Avenue Sports Car Driving and Chowder Society for Haggerty, and do all of sports car markets video content.
So you might be seeing him around more in the time to come, don't you think? So he could be a new member of our family here next week. So thanks for everything, and we'll see you in about 20 minutes. If you want your chair, take it with you. And put it in your car.